Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Tucker and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Tucker's ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands. The little tiny corrections and lots of motivation that we give the pups when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves his left hand free to give any correction that's needed, and the only correction that we give here at school is a little tug and release on the training collar. That is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Tucker's going to come home with his very own training equipment, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. Now he is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and the command is Tucker heel.
Tucker heel.
Now at this point, Tucker has a job to do, and that is to stay even with your left leg when you're walking. Not dragging you down the street, not lunging out at people, cars, kids on bikes, but always staying more focused on you. So when Rich turns, Tucker turns. If Rich changes direction, he should do the same. If you have the baby out in a stroller, now that the weather's getting nicer, and you want to walk with him, he should match pace with you. When you stop your feet, he's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. And the next command that we're going to demonstrate is the sit stay. Stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. You can practice your exercises indoors as well as outdoors, and you're going to start out at about 1 minute, and you're going to slowly work up to 3. When Rich returns back to him, he walks quickly all the way around back to where they started. You see Tucker looking up at Rich for direction, and they'll take off heeling again. So remember, these exercises are to be used indoors as well as outdoors. When you get to the door, he should stop and sit and wait for his next command. If Rich speeds up, so should Tucker. And when Rich stops, Tucker sits. He's a very, very nice little puppy. Very cute. We love him. Now this time, instead of returning back to him, Rich is going to demonstrate the come on command. And Tucker should come and sit right in front of you, facing your knees. No jumping on you, no jumping on your beautiful baby. He should always be under control, and we're going to give you hints on how to keep this going at home when you come to get him tomorrow.
Stay.
Rich leaves him in another sit stay, and he will demonstrate that recall again for us. He does use his name this time. And he calls him right in, and Tucker comes and sits. Beautifully done. So everything starts and stops at that heel position. That cute little butt wagging. And it's okay to tap your leg or talk to him to keep him motivated. Now the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a heel position. So with him seated at your left, you're going to take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down. Now that wasn't perfectly executed, but he is down.
Stay. No. Down. Stay. Stay.
And your long down stay, and practice this right in the house while the baby's napping. Put him on a leash, do your obedience, and use your video as a guide. Rich returns all the way back around him. He stops at heel. He's going to heel him out of that, and we'll demonstrate that for you again. You want to keep him focused on you. So if you have to, give him a little correction or talk to him and get him back focused.
Stay. Stay. Stay.
And remember, your homework is to be to lengthen out the time and the distance that you can go. And this time Rich will call him out of that. Very nicely done. Now we have demonstrated for you all of Tucker's formal on-leash obedience commands. His heel, his auto sit, his sit stay, his down, his come. All of these exercises are meant to develop self-control, maturity, focus. He's crate trained. He was very noisy in his crate when he first got here. He is a completely different dog now when it comes to crating. We're going to talk to you about all of these things tomorrow when you come to pick him up, so that if there's any questions that you have, we can answer them for you. We've enjoyed having him. We're going to miss him when he graduates. And thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.